Hello. Today we're going to talk about Svadhyaya. Svadhyaya, it is another principle of Niyama that we can find in Patanjali Yoga Sutras. Svadhyaya means to seek spiritual knowledge. So how to do that? Svadhyaya means to read spiritual texts, scriptures like Vedic scriptures, biographies of yoga masters, yoga gurus, to listen their lecturers, to attend in satsangs, and Svadhyaya means all other ways that can help you to get more spiritual knowledge. It is very important to understand what laws are working in this universe, in this life, what laws works inside of us. Because of that reason, we need to study such laws as law of karma, law of reincarnation. We need to find answer and realize the question, who am I? What are my real, true nature? Why I came to this planet? For what reason I live? What will happen after death? And other questions. For example, like how to create family and others that we need in our usual life. All answers we can find in Vedic texts, and usually teachers, yoga masters recommends to read scriptures many times, because when we read scripture for one time, not always we understand everything what's inside, and when we read a lot of times, it helps us to understand the scripture very good. Also, when we read scriptures many times, it helps us to overlap information that is inside of us. For example, we all were watching different movies, listening music, reading different texts, books, searching on the internet, and all that information we put inside of us, and all this information, it's like a baggage that does not allow us to realize who we really are. And when we read scriptures, it helps us to overlap this information. Usually in our life we move up or move down, and there is no middle point. So always we need to seek, we need to strive to uplift our spiritual knowledge. There is one very great quote from Yoga Vasishta about Svadhyaya. If you carefully consider about everything, you will undoubtedly come to conclusion that only self-understanding is capable from the root completely destroy all pain and pleasure. Because of that, strong efforts should be directed only for self-knowledge. Usually society offers us to live selfish life, like egoistic way of living. What does that mean? That means that society offers us to live life only for ourselves, only for our needs, only for our selfish desires. And because of that reason, a lot of people always suffers, because they are limited in this egoistic way of thinking, egoistic way of seeing this world. And the world and the life is much, much wider. So Svadhyaya principle, when we follow it, when we apply it in our life, it helps us to broaden our way of understanding this world, way of understanding who we really are and what we can do in this life. It expands your abilities, your possibilities. So what are the main benefits of Svadhyaya? So firstly, you become a better person. Then you remember laws that works in this life, also laws that works within you, like law of karma, law of reincarnation, and other. Also, you remove such negative qualities like anger, greed, lust, jealousy, other negative qualities that does not help to live this life. Also, we remember who we are and why did we came to this planet. What are the goal of living this life? We remember those things. Also, when we follow Svadhyaya, we avoid suffering because when you know how to live in this life, you don't do many mistakes. Also, you become much better in spiritual path and also in spiritual development. So, how to start practicing Svadhyaya? So, firstly, read spiritual texts, saint scriptures, Vedic texts, read biographies of yoga masters, yoga gurus, yoga teachers, listen their lecturers, read books that they wrote, attend in satsangs. Also, look for information that can, look for knowledge that can help you to remember laws of this universe, laws of this planet, laws of this life. Also, look for knowledge that can help you to remember who you are, why do you come to this planet, and what happens after our death. Also, look at the information about what is past lives. Look for knowledge about it. Also, chant mantras, because mantras can help to remove all that baggage that we created because of a lot of information that we put inside of us. So mantra chanting, for example, mantra Om chanting, can really help a lot in this. Also, less think about yourself and more think about others. It really helps because it expands our possibilities when we think about others. There is one very great quote of Swami Shivananda. Look for light, peace, joy and bliss not outside, but inside. The truth must be found in the depths of your own being. Your life is incomplete without spiritual consciousness. Your life does not have a result without righteousness, renunciation, meditation, and self-awareness. So basically that's all about Svadhyaya. Please remember that in this life there is not only material side, there is also spiritual side. And when we add those two sides, it makes our life much more complete. It makes life much more wider. It expands our possibilities much more. So this is what is about Svadhyaya principle. Thank you for watching. I hope it will be helpful for you. Hope to see you again on the next video, and Have a nice day. Goodbye.